Does the 365 Fuse make guns like this obsolete? This is the Springfield Echelon. It's a full-size gun, considered a duty gun, maybe slightly a carry gun. But this is so much thinner and has the same capacity, actually more than the Echelon. We're going to find out, do big guns really matter anymore? All right, first up we have the Springfield Echelon. This is one of my favorite full-size guns. I actually have well over 5,000 rounds through this gun without cleaning it. It has been bomb-proof. I absolutely love it. And can you guess which mag goes in it? So we have two mags here. One's the Sig, one's the Echelon. These are both 17-round flush fit mags. Well, if you're thinking it's going to be this one, you're right. It's a longer mag than the Sig. It's amazing how Sig can put so many rounds in a smaller magazine. It's incredible, actually. But let's try it out here. So this is actually 5.5 inches in height. The Sig P365 Fuse is 5.1, so it's a little bit shorter in height. And then the barrel length on this guy is 4.5, and this is 4.3, so barely any difference in barrel length there. But did they shoot any different? Let's find out. So we're gonna shoot the full-size one first, Springfield Echelon, see how this one feels. I really like the tapered, flared out section. It's actually very similar on the new 365. This one's just a little bit deeper. This is 1.2 inches in width. The Sig P365 is 1.1 inches in width. So these are very similar guns, but this is just a full-size duty gun. So let's see how this one shoots here. So as you can see, very minimal recoil because of that longer barrel, bigger body. But we're going to find out and see, does the 365 feel just as soft as this Springfield Echelon? Now we have the Sig P365 Fuse. So as you can see, it's a little bit smaller. So 1.1 inches in thickness compared to the Echelon, which was 1.2. Has a flared mag well, and it holds that 17-round flush fit magazine and having a shorter height on it as well. So very cool design. I'm really loving this. I've had this for about a week and a half now. I've shot it a ton. I have about 500 rounds through it so far, no issues whatsoever. So very similar. It has some flared out little tabs in the back, more serrations in the front compared to the other 365 for press checking. So yeah, let's see how this guy runs. Barely any difference in recoil. I don't know if you can see the difference on your side of the camera there, but I can barely feel hardly any difference. And this thing is so much more small and compact feeling than the Echelon. It's amazing, actually. So, and here's another great comparison. So I have two of the extended mags. So we have the Echelon, which holds 20 rounds. We have the Sig, which is a 21 rounder, and they're the same height, which is crazy. So Sig is able to cram in one more round in an extended magazine and be the same height as like the Echelon or Glock mag. So that's really cool. So let's try out that extended mag for the Sig P365. Super cool. I've always wanted them to come out with this, and then of course they brought it out with the new gun, but it kind of makes sense for this full-size gun. That is so awesome. Let's try out the Echelon with that full-size magazine. All right, guys, now we have the Echelon with that 20-round magazine in there. This is, like I said, a really great gun. Good price point on these. They're just around the $630 mark, whereas the Sig P365 Fuse is around $699. So very similar in price. This is a little bit less expensive than the Sig P365 Fuse, but I bet you since they just hit the market, they're going to be a little higher, and eventually you might be able to find one for a little bit better of a deal. Since the Echelon has been out for a while, it's come down in price quite a bit. All right, let's try this Echelon out. So I feel like I shoot this one not as good as the Sig, honestly. I really like this one, and it does have interchangeable back straps. They're super easy. You can change it out. So the Sig P365 also has that. Can't remember how to do this. It's been a while, but you push that little button in, and that slides off right there, and you can change it for a large, medium, or small back strap. But But the Sig P365 has the same thing. So very interesting. The way this shoots, it feels more unbalanced, I guess I would say, when I'm comparing it side by side. I shoot this one pretty good overall, but comparing it side by side with the 365, I feel like this is a little bit more unbalanced feeling comparatively. That 365, when I press it in my hands, the flared mag well really pushes my hand up towards the bottom of this slide right here, and I get a really nice firm grip on it. But let's shoot the Sig again and see the difference. Now I have the full-size P365 on me, and I'm wearing a fairly tight shirt. They can seal really well, so really awesome to have a 4.3-inch barrel to be able to tuck in like this, and boom, there you go. You have a full-size thin handgun, which is awesome. So this has actually been one of my favorite full-size guns I've been able to carry. I've tried to carry a full-size in the past. They just didn't really work out for me. I always end up going back to the Glock 43X or the 365 XL. But man, this thing is incredible to have that capacity and shootability with that longer barrel for the price. I mean, the price is great, and it's a beautiful gun. It has a beautiful nickel trigger on there, some laser stipple grips. So this is kind of like their 365 Spectre comp grip, very aggressive. So even though it's super hot out here today and my hands are really sweaty, as you can see from the shine, this thing just feels really nice in my hand. So here's the 21 round mag. Let's do some more shooting with this and just see how I feel. See how it feels compared to that Echelon again. This thing is actually really great. I don't even have the red dot on it. Just shooting at open sight. We're, you know, roughly 50, 60 feet back from the targets and able to hit perfect, right on target. A couple misses when I'm shooting fast, but I am so impressed with the 365. Like this, I love all their series of the 365, but this new Fuse, I just really like. Oh, that's the new magazine feature right there. I really like the way that it just feels. It feels so good. I love the flared mag well. Even when I'm concealing it, it doesn't even stick out. And the fact that you can carry a 21 round backup mag and have your 17 round flush fit in there, it's totally incredible. You have your full-size Picatinny rail, so you can mount a light on there. Your optics cut. You got a front removable fiber optic sight, so it actually comes with like 3 different colors, which is cool. Got a blacked out rear. So yeah, amazing. Do full-size guns really matter that much? I mean, if you're able to carry the Echelon and you're a bigger guy or whatever, and you have a good holster and you're able to conceal it, but man, for the price, for a little bit more, to get something like this that you can carry year-round with like a slim-fitting shirt, but have the shootability of a full-size gun, that's actually really incredible in my opinion. I think they knocked this one out of the park. People say, why would they make something like this? Well, just shooting it and carrying it this past week and a half since I got it, I am really impressed by just the size of it. And I'm not saying that because it's Sig. I would be impressed with any gun that you could get the capacity and size out of something this small. I mean, that's actually really incredible. Let me grab the Echelon again. We'll do a quick comparison. All right, guys, just checking out height there. So you see side by side, they're perfectly lined up. Look how much shorter it is in the grip right there. So they're both carrying 17 rounds, but you're like about a little over ½ inch shorter on the 365 Fuse. You know, thickness is pretty close. You know, it's 1.2 inches in thickness for the Echelon, and then 1.1 for the 365 Fuse. There's your barrel length right there. So just barely, it's 0.2 inches difference on the Echelon versus the Sig P365 Fuse. And then sight radius is, man, if you line them up, it's really close for that sight radius. Most people are going to run red dots anyway, but if you're going to shoot open sights, you don't want a red dot, that's a really nice option to have, especially with that fiber optic front right there. And then controls all feel really good on each one. You got your kind of your flat face trigger on the Echelon with a little trigger blade there for safety. Not bad. It's a little spongy. It's not terrible. It's not my favorite trigger. I can't feel it very good when I shoot, so sometimes I don't know exactly when it's going to go off perfectly. Once I shoot it a bunch, I kind of get used to it. But I do really like this trigger on the new 365 FUSE. It feels a little bit different than the other ones, even though it's the same FCU. I don't know if they changed something in this new FCU, but here's your take up. Really nice tactile or audible click there. And then your reset. Really nice reset. It just feels good. Neither one of them is like the best trigger, but they're both great for concealed carry or duty. Like, they're awesome guns, and for that size on each one of these, man, I don't know. But if you're able to carry the Echelon, like I said, this is a fantastic gun. I have over 5,000 rounds through it. Not a single issue. Now we're up to about 600 rounds on the Sig P365, and it's been functioning absolutely flawless. Guys, I hope you like this quick comparison on the new Sig 365 FUSE versus the Echelon. I love you guys. Stay safe. Keep on shooting. Have a great day.